Around Kansas, brought to you by
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. Go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter. And we're back. Another note, since we did talk about Noto and all of that, the Noto Arts District in Topeka is the 800 and 900 blocks of North Kansas Avenue and kind of the side streets too. And during the holidays, of course, the shops and art galleries are open. And if you haven't been there, be sure to go, because there are a lot of fun things there to find. And of course, the decor, some of it is, like period and all of that. So anyway, visit the Noto Arts District, and I'm going to put a plug in for WREN, renradio.net. During the holidays, we have a Beatles exhibit in our studio. Tony Wedeking has brought his collection over, and we've got it on the walls over there, so that's another thing to do during the holidays.
So much. And if you're headed down to Wichita, or if you live in Wichita, make sure that you go over to Old Town, which is just, Old Town itself is an experience. So go to Old Town and visit the Museum of World Treasures. And it has such incredible exhibits all through the year. Special exhibits, so again, go to their website and see what they've got going on. But it's just such a kid-friendly place, and it's another place that's really geared for an entire family experience. You know, they've got these mummies, which are just way cool. Where else can you go see mummies in Kansas? And there's just something for every level. You know, if it's just a kid walking through to see dinosaur bones, they're happy. If you've got grandpa who really wants to spend some time in the ancient exhibit or looking at Civil War, Indian War stuff, there's just something for every age group, and it's just a wonderful museum, and we're really blessed to have that in Kansas. It truly is a world treasure, and it's right here in our midst. So it's just an awesome place. And of course, if you go down to Wichita too, there's so much. You've got the Kids Museum,
the riverfront,
and then you've got Old Cowtown, which is, at Christmas time again, is so much. Just spend the weekend in Wichita. Just go down. Tell them we sent you from around Kansas. Let's take a look. The Scarecrow's Pitchfork, a T-Rex, Egyptian mummies, Roman coins, Greek vases. How did treasures from all over the world wind up in Wichita? Well, it began with the passion of two collectors, Dr. John and Lorna Kardatzke. John began collecting when he was a 16-year-old student and later practiced family medicine for more than 35 years. Throughout his life and career, he and his wife traveled extensively around the world, visiting historic sites and collecting artifacts. In 2001, they started the museum with their personal collection. Not only did they donate artifacts, they gave untold hours of their time to make the museum the destination it has become. The museum first opened as the Museum of Ancient Treasures in a downtown building. As the museum began to attract more visitors, it also focused on education. In the process, the museum began to attract more lifetime collectors that shared Kardatzke's passion for history. Realizing the scope and aim of the museum, the collectors were eager to display their own collections in the museum. In less than a year, the size and diversity of the museum's holdings had changed. It had grown to more than 30 individual private collections and spanned numerous significant events and cultures from prehistory to the present. Spurred by the purchase of 3 complete fossil dinosaur skeletons, the museum was forced to look for a larger space to exhibit its vast and growing collection. The museum relocated to the Farm and Art Market in Old Town in 2003 and was renamed the Museum of World Treasures. The new building is a reconstructed 3-story warehouse that was completely renovated to house the expansive museum collection. There are now over 300 collectors who have their items on display at the museum.
Well, another one is done, and tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so we'll just say Happy Thanksgiving.
A very happy Thanksgiving. And I want to remind you, my daughter is over here in the shadow saying, don't buy a tofurkey tomorrow.
So anyway, happy Thanksgiving. I'm Frank.
I'm Deb.
And we'll see you somewhere around Kansas.
Welcome to Kansas, gateway to Oz.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.
Hand-churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. We're the best